And on line at this time, I have no other than Louis Valentine. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you taking the time out.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So, before we get started, I want you to introduce yourself to our listeners and those that know you. Introduce yourself as far as how did you get started and as far as your name.
Well, my name is Louis Valentine, as you said. I'm the illustrator and creator of a project entitled Faces of Hip Hop: The Renaissance. Faces of Hip Hop: The Renaissance is en route to being certified for Guinness World Records as the largest hand-drawn color pencil portrait in the world. Currently, it stands 15 and a half feet tall, 9 and a half feet wide. It took me 7 years to create. And we're doing a few things. We're doing a few things with the project, as without not just trying to sell it, but putting together a documentary. We're trying to launch some merchandise, clothing, things of that nature. The project, the content of the project is, it's every face of every artist that, every hip hop artist that I could possibly think of. I mean, with the exception of a few,
right?
With the exception of a number, actually, incorporated into this project. Each of their faces, from old school, from when hip hop first started, all the way to the present. Again, as many as I could think of. I couldn't get everybody. I had to stop at some point.
Right.
It was a long, grueling 7 years. It just came to completion, and it stands as a world record right now.
No doubt. So let me ask you this: as far as how many hip hop artists are on this actual illustration?
380.
Wow.
Yeah, close to 400. Yeah.
And it took you 7 years. You did it all by yourself?
Yeah, by myself. I mean, not 7 years straight. Let me just make that clear. It was over a period of 7 years. Like,
okay.
Like I would work on it for a while, a couple months, but then, put it to the side,
right.
Come back to it, because, a lot of things was going on during those years. I honestly, I can't even tell you how I even made it through all of that. But, some things were going on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
I got you.
It came out into a masterpiece. So I'm grateful, man.
And I know you mentioned as far as, and I don't want to as far as miss the point where you said it's going to be in the book of Guinness World Records as the largest. So as far as I know, that's something real big for you. You know what I'm saying? To actually get in the Guinness World Book of World Records for you.
Yeah, that's amazing. To me at this stage of my life, because I was, we talking about a young boy who, was right there when the hip hop started. Like, I'm from the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? And I came up right where it started, right where it was born.
Right.
And so, I had some dreams, dreams and aspirations of becoming a rap star. I used to break dance, and I used to, me and my little crew, we used to go to these parties, these events where, a lot of old school hip hop artists were performing, Cold Crush Brothers, Funky 4+1, Cool Herc, the Herculoids, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, Fantastic 5,
Legends.
Busy B. Starsky, the Legends, DJ Hollywood, all of them. So I was real young at the time, but again, these cats was, I was inspired. I was inspired to just, want to be a star,
No doubt.
But then, years went by, what I'm saying? Life happens, and, then it became more important to just live the life, to just be hip hop. So,
Hey, you kind of took me back when break dance instead of fighting. You be like, all right, let's take it to the streets. Let's roll out these cardboards and break dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we was doing. We was battling. We was battling against each other. You know, different crews throughout the Bronx and stuff like that. You know.
Right. So let me ask you this: this illustration, as far as what was the first artist that you actually put on there?
The first artist I illustrated on this portrait was Rakim.
Nice.
Yeah, Rakim. It started with a 16 by 20 inch sheet of Bristol paper with some Prismacolor pencils, and just the idea came to my head. I just felt like drawing my favorite rappers. You know, the first one was Rakim, and then after Rakim, Jay-Z. You know, at the time, this was, you know, it started. You know, I started it in 2005. So at the time, it was still Rakim, Jay-Z, Biggie. Then I did Eminem, I did Nas, and Big Pun. And I wanted to do Tupac on this same paper, but I couldn't fit him in the paper, you know, because of Pun's head. Pun's head was kind of big. Right. So I had to add another sheet, you know. Yeah, Shout out to Big Pun, rest in peace to the BX, you know. But yeah, I had to add another piece. So I was, you know, getting these inquiries from other people talking about, you know, what about this guy? What about that? What about KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, and all that? You know, so I added another piece, and you know, before you know it, I had a whole row done, and it was all these faces. You know, it was Dipset, Rough Riders, Wu-Tang Clan, Public Enemy. You know, all these people in the first row. So you know, I kind of looked at it. And it was a collage, you know, with these life-size faces. And it just, you know, it clicked in my head at that point. You know, I just said, I'm going to do everybody. Because, you know, being in New York, I'd be down, you know, I would be down in Harlem and I would see portraits of other artists in work.
Right.
You know, of hip-hop artists and stuff like that. And, you know, they took it back to as far as like Run DMC. I would see Run DMC in the portraits and stuff like that, but then I would kind of question, like I would admire the art, but I would question and, you know, and be like, well, where's the pioneers
exactly.
for the 70s, from when it started, you know? So with this particular portrait here, just, you know, when the idea came to my head to do everybody, I said, I'm just going to take it all the way back to the beginning, to the present day. And I didn't know how long it was going to take. I didn't know what I was going to go through. You know, over the years, I didn't know that it was going to be blood, sweat, and tears in creating this masterpiece. You know, literally. So, but over a period of years, you know, 7 years, it just came to fruition.
No doubt. So, where's it actually displayed at this time?
It's not on display at this time. Right now, it's in the vault.
Okay.
We had a showcase last year at DJ Kool Herc's birthday party. Him and Grandmaster Cass Nova Fly from the Cold Crush Brothers. They had an event, and MC Coke La Rock and the Bronx at a place called the Andrew Freeman Center. Yeah. And where we had to bring the project inside the place and for them to frame it up in the place because it's too big. It couldn't fit through the doors, you know. Wow. So they had to frame it up in there, and they stood it up in there. And good thing, the ceilings were high enough, you know. So that was the only, and you know, it was an event. It was a showcase. A lot of people from, you know, people were there from Australia that night, you know. Just there to enjoy yourself, have a good time with the performances and stuff like that. But I had my piece being showcased, so that was the only time that it was ever showcased. It's going to be showcased again at an event that I'm going to put together this upcoming year, 2017. That will be the very next showcase. Okay. You know, to view the original. But right now it's in the vault.
No doubt.
It's in the vault right now.
All right. And I know you mentioned earlier about a documentary. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the documentary, we've been filming the documentary over a period of months now. Over some months. The documentary basically tells the story, the story about the illustrator, which is myself. And, you know, how how we had this young kid, born right there where hip hop started, and had all these dreams and aspirations, and then again, life takes its toll, and boy goes to the left, but he's still inclined. He's still, he stays in tune with the hip hop artists and everything musically, and but he takes the wrong route. You know what I mean? Right. He takes the wrong route, and he goes on. He gets older. He misses a lot of opportunities. I'm basically telling. I'm doing a narrative myself.
Okay.
Basically telling the story as to how it came to the point of creating this project. Everything that I went through before the project was conceived, if you will.
No doubt.
And where it began, I was in another place, in another time,
right,
somewhere far, you know what I mean, and kind of just sitting on, just sitting on myself, man, like just thinking about my life, and a lot of opportunities I missed, but for the idea to pop in my head to do this portrait, created something bigger than what I even anticipated. I didn't anticipate for it to be as big as it is. I didn't anticipate for it to set a world record. I didn't,
Right.
And so this came as a result of me feeling like I had to make a statement. I had to make a statement saying that I was here. So being that I had followed everything and everybody musically, but I had missed my windows, I was still inclined nonetheless, and so the inspiration behind all these artists, old school, the golden age, hip hop guys, up into the new school, all my inspirations went into this project. I just illustrate. I wasn't able to lay down no tracks, and it's fun to become a rapper or anything else. So, but I had the power in my hand,
right,
to illustrate what I was being inspired by. And so, again, I get a little more deeper into it. The documentary is real raw. Parental discretion is advised.
Gotcha.
I talk about a lot of things, things that I went through and what I went through during those 7 years, in creating this project. Incidentally, those happen to be the worst 7 years of my life.
Okay.
So, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. We have footage. I'm working with a team, Hollis Crew Films, Hollis Crew Studios. Shout out to Amir and my man Scott LaRock from Hollis Crew Films. Shout out to Miles, Miles Walker. These guys, the camera crew, the production team putting it together. I want to shout out to Tanya John Do Artist Management for connecting me with these guys. And these guys are basically they know what they're doing, and they're telling my story. They're putting my story on camera. We got a lot of footage so far. We have more footage to go, to get through, some more interviews and stuff like that. But it's in the process. It's in progress.
No doubt. And like I said,
definitely to be aired 2017.
Definitely gonna look out for that, and it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be a good documentary, like you said, because when you look at all the hip hop artists, and I know you probably, if not already, got some feedback, some negative, probably some positive, because like you said, you earlier mentioned that when you first started, it was like, what about this person? What about that person? What about, what I mean? But 300, you said 350 on there, 300?
About 380.
Yeah, 380, that's a lot. So you, and looking at it, and let me ask you this, let me take you back a little bit as far as you grew up as an artist. Did you do like graffiti and all that, and then
You know, I get asked that question all the time. I never did graffiti. Like, I mean, of course, I know how to do block letters and, you know, shadow letters and stuff like that. But that was never really my thing, you know.
Right.
I'm like, you know, I just gotta. Yeah, I was more fascinated with things that were live, like people. Like now, you know, I do portraits of people. You know, I like, you know, expressions on people's faces. That's my whole theme, faces. You know, in the title, Faces of Hip Hop, the Renaissance, the word faces is in all caps, you know. So, you know, yeah, my thing is faces, portraits of people, you know, celebrities, people with different expressions, you know, that tell a story also. And, you know, let me just point out, when, you know, this project, when you look at this project, you'll see artists that you haven't seen or heard from in years, you know. But this project brings those artists back to life.
Exactly.
Like you'll see the Fat Boys, you know. You'll see JJ Fad, Brand Nubian. You see Young MC is in there. You know, Young MC, a lot of people don't know, was the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Out of the West Coast. Yeah, he's on there. You know, I got the whole West Coast on there. You know, and not just rappers. You know, I got, you know, everybody, you know, as much as I could, you know, anybody who had anything to do with hip hop as far as the executives. You know, like, for example, I got Def Jam in there, like Russell Simmons, Leo Cohen, I got Kevin Lyles in there, Chris Lighty, shout out to Chris Lighty, rest in peace. You know, and DJs, VJs, I got AJ and Free from 106 and Park, you know, Kid Capri, you know, I got the DJs in there too, and the producers and executives and stuff like that. So just to make it nice and substantial.
And that, you know what, I'm glad you brought that out, because it's like you said, it's the faces of hip hop. And like you said, the Leon Cones and everybody that has some producers and you know, record execs, they have something to do with hip hop.
As many as I could think of.
Right.
You know, as many as I had access to their pictures. You know, at the time I was illustrating over those years.
Exactly. Yo, I'm definitely like I said, I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, I can't wait to see it in person. Like, yo, this.
Yeah, it's bananas. It's bananas. I mean, people, because up until now, you know, people see pictures of it. It's all over the internet. People see pictures of it and stuff like that, but that's all they see. So, but to come to an event and visualize the actual original, you know, again, you know, it's we waiting on certification back from Guinness World Records right now. So it's, you know, you're coming to see something that nobody in this world has ever done in art form, and it represents our culture, you know, hip hop culture. So yeah, it's an amazing thing, man. You know.
No doubt. So as far as if anybody want to follow you on your social media, you know, how could they hit you up? Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook under Louis Valentine. I also have another page on Facebook entitled Faces of Hip Hop, the Renaissance. You can also reach out to Tanya John Doe Artist Management. She has a page. We have a page together, John Doe Artist Management. I'm also currently in a magazine right now entitled BTMB magazine. Shout out to the whole BTMB magazine, the whole BTMB crew, Shy Lewis, Angela Harris, Polo the Fur King, Victoria. Shout out to all of them. You know, I just did an article. I was in an interview with the editor-in-chief, Shy Lewis, and we just did an article. That issue is issue number 23, I believe, from the October to December. So that's current. So whoever's tuning in right now can, you know, log on to that or a copy of that. I'm in that with the whole layout. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some big things. We're gonna be doing a few things this upcoming year. And I'm also on Instagram, Faces of Hip Hop, the Renaissance.
Okay, no doubt. And I know you gave some acknowledgments, some shout outs. Anybody else you want to shout out, acknowledge at this time?
Yeah, I want to acknowledge Adrian Cherry. Shout out to Adrian Cherry over at Brick Media, you know, Brooklyn. shout out to all the all the hip hop, all the pioneers. Shout out to my man Lil Roger C, Raheem, the pioneers. Shout out to DJ Hollywood. Happy birthday. He had a birthday party up that I wasn't able to attend. I had another engagement, but shout out to Hollywood. Shout out to Cass. All these guys that inspired me from the beginning.
Right.
I want to shout out to Dom Michelle, shout out to Princess Anita, Deborah Coco, again, Tanya John Duke, John Artist Management. Shout out to all these people who have supported me, in my project and in my endeavors,
Right.
With this project. I appreciate everybody, who stands behind this project, who believes in this project, because there's a whole lot that's about to come out of this project.
Right.
And again, it just represents the hip hop culture, and it was just something that I kind of, latched on to going in my later years in life. But shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who supports this project, man. I love all of y'all.
Definitely. And I want to, I appreciate you coming through, and much continued success to you. And I look for you to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. You know what I mean? As far as with this illustration. So, and thank you for repping hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, hip hop is never dies. So,
That's right.
As a DJ, I know that once I put on an old school song, or they don't like to say old school classic song, everybody always get up. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you representing that, and like I said, continued success to you. And I'll definitely be looking forward to you doing many good things. And also that documentary, when it comes out, I'm definitely going to promote it for you when it does come out.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I'm getting ready to do the apparel line. Also, hashtag FOHHTR05 or hashtag FOHHTR established 2005. We're gonna do some apparel, try to again get some merchandise. It's a whole lot coming for this project this upcoming year.
All right, no doubt. So I appreciate you coming through, and like I said, much continued success to you. And
thank you, bro.
And you like I said, you have a good night. All right.
All right, thank you, bro. You too.
No problem. All right. Peace. Yeah, that was my man Louis Valentine. Yo, this portrait is amazing. Like I said, if he has 380 hip hop artists on there, you know what I mean, it's real big, and it's going for the Guinness Book of World Records. So we wish him success. A black brother doing his thing. Took him 7 years. Not, like he said, some things came up, but he actually continued, strived, and look what happened. Like I said, you never give up on your dreams. You never give up on anything. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? But big shouts out to Tanya John Doe. Definitely always supporting myself, Hotline Radio, and the artists that's out there. But big shouts out to her.